If you checked your bank account right now, could you pinpoint where last month's paycheck went? For a lot of us, there's a gap between the money coming in and the money that seems to evaporate. This chart highlights a specific data point. 84% of Americans feel stressed about their finances because they don't know where their money is going. When you can't account for those missing hundreds of dollars, it's easy to assume you have a deep, permanent character flaw. You tell yourself you're just bad with money. That guilt usually triggers a financial crash diet. You download the most intense trending app, cut every joy out of your life, and predictably burn out before the month is over. Financial stress usually stems from a mechanical gap between your income and invisible spending. Closing that gap requires a system that tracks those leaks automatically, rather than relying on pure willpower. A sustainable budget works as a permission system. It defines exactly how much you can spend on the things you love guilt-free, because you've already confirmed that your bills are covered. Every financial tool involves a trade-off between intentionality and convenience. In budgeting terms, this means choosing between high friction and high automation. High automation apps sync your accounts to save you time. The danger is that they can be too passive. You end up observing your bad habits on a screen without ever feeling the need to change them. High friction systems force you to engage with every transaction manually. They are great for changing behavior, but they carry a high risk of abandonment the moment your life gets busy. Long-term success depends on matching an app's specific level of friction to your personal psychology and how much time you can realistically commit each week. This chart maps the tools available today. The x-axis measures friction. The y-axis scales from solo users to households. In the high-friction, solo quadrant is YNAB. Its zero-based philosophy requires you to manually assign every dollar to a category the moment you're paid. YNAB produces the most dramatic savings because it forces you to be intentional. However, if you want a set-it-and-forget-it tool, the steep learning curve will likely lead you to quit. If complex categories feel overwhelming, you're better off with tools like PocketGuard or Goodbudget. PocketGuard simplifies everything into a single, automatically calculated, safe-to-spend number. You check that number before a purchase, and you're done. Goodbudget uses digital envelopes to manage your cash. By manually entering each purchase, you force yourself to see exactly how much is left in that specific envelope for the month. These tools succeed by stopping impulse spending at the point of sale. They trade deep, long-term planning for immediate emotional clarity and a simpler daily routine. For those managing shared finances, Monarch Money has emerged as the modern standard for household automation. Monarch connects to all your accounts to provide AI-driven categorization and shared access for partners. It gives you a bird's-eye view of your household wealth without requiring daily data entry. It provides excellent visibility, but it does cost about $100 a year. It also carries the risk of letting you watch your money move without actually intervening to stop leaks. Those leaks usually come from lifestyle creep and forgotten subscriptions. As your income grows, your spending overflows to match it, leaving your savings stagnant. Plugging these leaks requires an audit. You can manually review 3 months of statements to find recurring charges, or use Rocket Money to scan your accounts for hidden subscriptions. Most people find $30 to over $100 in monthly charges they no longer value. Canceling these frees up cash without requiring you to change your actual lifestyle. Manual audits require you to handle the cancellations yourself, while Rocket Money automates the process in exchange for a percentage of the savings they negotiate. Automation is a double-edged sword. It can categorize your leaks with perfect accuracy, but it can't make the decision to actually stop the spending. Because willpower is unreliable, the most effective saving strategy is to build a behavioral safety net that works even when you're tired. Set up a recurring automatic transfer of $50 to $100 to a separate savings account the moment your paycheck hits. This move forces you to adjust your discretionary spending around a slightly smaller balance. It makes saving the default action rather than a choice you have to make every month. This single automation removes decision fatigue. It guarantees that you're building an emergency buffer even if you stop using your budgeting app. No app can force you to cook at home or stop impulsive shopping. They are tools meant to reduce friction and make your goals visible. To find the right tool, follow this flowchart based on your actual habits. If you want total control to rewire your spending habits, start with YNAB. If you need a weekly dashboard to stay on the same page, choose Monarch Money. If you need a clear answer to whether you can afford coffee today, go with PocketGuard. If your main problem is invisible subscriptions, focus on an audit or use Rocket Money. Trying to overhaul your entire financial life in one weekend is a recipe for failure. Start with a simple triad of actions. Pick one app, apply the 50-30-20 framework, directing 50% of income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings. Then perform one subscription audit. Measure your progress strictly against your own starting point. Ignore the highlight reels of strangers online who may have entirely different incomes or support systems. Small, unglamorous friction reductions compound quickly. If you stay consistent with these habits, you can expect to have a fully funded emergency buffer and a clear plan for your debt by this time next year.